Hallo zusammen. It may not come as a surprise to you, because yes, in fact, Rammstein also have love songs, romantic pieces that catch us all. But they also have songs that are more or less not that. Because some of Till Lindemann's lyrics can be freaking düster, dark. And sometimes some of those dark songs are even rooted in real life. Be careful though, because some of these topics may be a bit sensitive. So today we're gonna talk about some of Rammstein's darkest songs, lyrically speaking that is, so let's go. To be honest with you, compiling this list was harder than I thought it would be, because there are some songs that immediately come to mind. I could make a few videos about this topic, and these three songs, well, they are freaking like Sinister. Du riechst so gut. This is an interesting one, and I'm not even talking about the lyrics yet, because it was released on Rammstein's first album Herzeleid in 1995, and in fact, it was the first single, the first music video that they ever filmed. But there's also a second music video, I guess, that most of you know better than the first one. And the one I'm talking about, the second one, was released in 1998, and that alone, that is freaking düster. Du riechst so gut translates to you smell so good. What's quite fascinating about this song is that without the lyrical context, the title itself almost sounds like das Kompliment, singular, die Komplimente, plural, the compliment. A compliment the lyrical eye makes to someone else, for instance if they like their new fragrance. They even address that other person directly by using the informal German form of address in singular, the second person, singular personal pronoun, du, which implies they sort of know each other. However, when you take a closer look at the German lyrics, the entire scenery darkens quite quickly. What sounds as a well-intended compliment turns into a sinister, bloodthirsty stalking scenario. One of the lines depicting die Gefahr, singular, die Gefahren, plural, the danger, is Die Spur ist frisch und auf die Brücke tropft dein Schweiß, dein warmes Blut. The lead is fresh and your sweat, your warm blood, drops onto the bridge. This even goes so far as to picture the lyrical eye as non-human, beast or monster-like, a predator basically. Ein Raubtier, das vor Hunger schreit, a predator that's screaming with hunger, meaning because they are hungry. They seem to be driven by der Trieb, singular, die Triebe, plural, the biological drive or urge, and their natural instinct to go hunting, for jagen, to hunt. This also gets underlined in one of the very first lines that goes, Der Wahnsinn ist nur eine schmale Brücke. Die Ufer sind Vernunft und Trieb. Madness is just a narrow bridge. The shores are reason or sanity and urge. Definitely one of the earlier, darker, very image-rich Rammstein songs with an equally morbid 1998 music video version that depicts the moody, Sleepy Hollow type of atmosphere in a stylish way. Jumping way ahead in time into the year 2019 when Rammstein released their comeback album, so to speak, the first one in 10 years, their self-titled or untitled opus. This is the last song on that album. And in some way, I guess you can argue that this song tackles a similar topic, kind of at least. Similar to Du riechst so gut, Hallomann, meaning hello man. Also describes a stalking scenario for das Stalking, which also gets used in modern German and becomes a neuter noun as such. Unlike Du riechst so gut, which leans more toward an explicit, bloodthirsty sexual drive of the lyrical eye, this song mentions a few situations that at first glance may even seem unschuldig, innocent. Some examples are Steig einfach ein, ich nehm dich mit und kauf dir Muscheln mit Pommes frites. Just get in, I take you along and get your shells with fries. Or Die Sonne scheint uns auf den Bauch. The sun shines onto our belly. However, when you take a look at the full context, these seemingly harmless or even happy-sounding family trip-like lyrics turn out very vile in many ways. And that is because the lyrical eye basically turns out luring a child into his control. And what makes this evil scenario even more sinister is that the song basically just hints at potential things without being explicit at all. It basically mentions the so-called modus operandi, the mode of action of the lyrical I, and how he, because it's a man, der Mann, singular, die Männer, plural, tries to build das Vertrauen, the trust, and die Beziehung, singular, die Beziehungen, plural, the relationship, ensuring they spend time together in the sun, etc. If you want to find out even more about this song and go more in depth about it linguistically speaking, lyrically speaking, and how to learn German with it, you can check out my video linked in the end card. Number 3. Mein Teil. This track was released in 2004 on Rammstein's 4th album, Reise, Reise. And boy, did it stand out at the time. Not just in general, like within the metal world, that as well, but also, to many people that don't even listen to metal or Rammstein, it really got a lot of attention back in the day. Not just for its music video only, also that, but the main reason for that was that it's about a real-life cannibal murder case that took place in Germany, and at that point, that wasn't too long ago. That was still pretty fresh in people's minds. Mein Teil translates to my part or my thing for das Teil, singular, die Teile, plural, the part or thing. And again, without the lyrics, the title sounds rather neutral and, well, may provoke questions like, which part or thing is the lyrical I talking about and why? To some, it may already hint at a certain innuendo, a sexually driven metaphor. And well, it's actually not far from it. Now you have to be strong, because, well, this song is directly inspired by the real-life German cannibal case of Armin Maivis. Now, I could talk about the case more in depth here, but A, it's quite gruesome, and B, I already made a video about it where I revisit what took place in that small German village of Wüstefeld in 2001. This crime case not only made huge headlines in Germany, but also worldwide. Back in the day. So much so that Till Lindemann decided to tackle this topic in a creative way. Whereas some lines are quite direct and drastic, Mein Teil also features some lines that are almost tongue-in-cheek or at least openly ambiguous, especially when you know colloquial German phrases. And a perfect example of that is the first two lines. Heute treff ich einen Herrn. Der hat mich zum Fressen gern. While the first line is still very neutral, today I'm going to meet a gentleman. It's the second line that puts a twist on it. The English equivalent of this German saying would be, he likes me to bits. And the German saying, jemanden zum Fressen gern haben, means to like someone so much that you could basically eat them. And normally it's used in a positive, tongue-in-cheek, loving way. In the context of this crime case, though, and this song about it, it's probably equally the best and least fitting because gruesome German saying Till Lindemann could have chosen here. Another morbidly creative example is the internal rhyme Denn du bist, was du isst, which translates to because you are what you eat. I hope you enjoyed this video and maybe you could even learn something new about some of the songs, some of the Rammstein tracks you've heard a million times and you totally love. And if you enjoyed this, feel free to check out my 80+ other Rammstein videos. And if you like learning German with music in general, not just with Rammstein, you can also check out my language lessons with artists and bands. For instance, learn German with Linkin Park, learn German with Ghost, with Sleep Token. There are many videos like that out there and more to come in the future. Stay tuned and feel free to subscribe. That would make my day, of course. Thank you very much for watching. Tschüss und bis zum nächsten Mal.